Okay people, welcome back to another Fwoosh review. Tonight, I'm going to be building the Star Wars 1/12 scale Captain Phasma model kit from Bandai. Captain Phasma is obviously from Star Wars The Force Awakens. Now, when this model kit was announced, it was right about the time that the Figure Arts was announced. And the pre-orders kind of went up at the same time, and then they released about the same time. I only got the Figure Arts Phasma a few weeks ago. Now, if you go back and look at that review, I like the figure, I like the color of it, but the size, a little bit small. So I got more excited about the model kit coming. I knew it would be a little bit bigger. And besides it being a model kit, which I cannot resist, I cannot pass up any of them, we knew from promotional pictures that this was going to be chrome, shiny, mirror finish. And I'm a sucker for that. So hopefully I'll be happy with this. And if not, the Mafex is still coming. Lots of choices for Phasma. Now, on my last model review, it was the Shadow Stormtrooper. And for some reason, the box was just completely black. Not so with Captain Phasma. We get this nice art on the front. I really dig it. The Stormtroopers in the background, kind of fuzzy, kind of, pushed back. And letting Captain Phasma take all the attention on front. And then on the sides, we get pictures of the actual figure. All shiny and nice and can't wait. Same art on the side. The figure again on this side. Comparison with the Stormtrooper. And she is taller than the Stormtrooper, so that's going to be cool. And then the straight up nothing on the back. Open up the box and you get this just shiny armor pieces. Like I said, I'm a sucker for chrome, shiny, gold, anything that casts a reflection. It's a pain in the ass to take pictures of, but can't help it. I love it. I'm a metal kind of guy. I got the undersuit. Looks like elbows, crotch piece. The base. Doesn't look like there's a lot of stickers or decals to apply. I'm good with that, actually. Her cape. Looks like it is kind of like Vader, at least this plastic one. It's a hard candy shell. More than likely impedes a lot of articulation, a lot of posing. More chrome pieces. Looks like more armor. Hands, base and joints, and the cloth cape. And I say cloth, but it's more like a fiber. It's flexible, but you can see through it. It doesn't look that solid. I knew this was coming like this, so I've already ordered a cloth, an actual cloth cape for Phasma from Rikhor 409. He does a lot of fabric out of Malaysia. I got a Obi-Wan robe and a new Emperor's robe from him, and they are fantastic. So while the Phasma cape is a little bit expensive, it's actually a lot expensive, but I couldn't help it. I had to order it. I wanted this Phasma to be my end-all, be-all Phasma, at least until we find out what the Mafex looks like. And then the instruction sheet. The instructions actually show the fiber cloth type cape on her. And as usual, during these builds, I'm not going to show the whole build. Nobody wants to sit through that kind of boredom. I've already been told I put people to sleep anyway, so that would just make it worse. So I'll probably just film if I run into any snags, any problem spots, and then at the end of that, I'll review the figure itself. So I'm going to get this started. Okay, and so far, not bad. It is shiny. Even with gloves, it causes a little bit of, dulling. It's not even dulling. A little bit of dust. It's easy enough to wipe off, but, oh man, it's just so easy to notice, like little dust buildup or fingerprints or anything like that. I have noticed so far, too, on the chrome parts, the sprues, where they attach are kind of on the inside, so there's not a lot of marring whenever you snip them out. But yeah, I dig that. Okay, not looking too bad. In fact, it's looking pretty sharp. Like I've said many a time, the chrome, I love it, but man, is it picking up a lot of just smudges. But looking at it compared to the models we've put together, the hips, the waist piece, it's a bit smaller too, but the mid-torso is bigger, so it's giving off that female form look to it, but it's weird because it's actually coming out bigger than what we're used to. And then here's the leg, it's about to go on. The biggest problem I'm finding so far is, like the C-3PO kit, it's a little bit nerve-wracking messing with all this shiny chrome, cutting on it, seeing just how much you can get away with without tearing something up. Right here, I've got a bit of a scratch mark. I had left, or, well, I missed cutting off a bit of the sprue right there on the front armor piece, and I tried to cut it without taking this piece back off. I just got into this under piece right here. So yeah, that's the risk you take putting this model together, but so far I'm definitely liking it. I feel like I've put the leg together wrong though. The calf has a sliding action like we usually see with the forearms. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be there, or if I've missed it on every other figure I've done so far. But you come back, and then to get a little bit more, this extends out. Then you can come back here. But it's not really secure. See, it comes right off. So, did I do it wrong? I don't know. Okay, one of the things to keep in mind with the chrome pieces, the way the sprues attach to the pieces, it kind of goes straight to the piece and then kind of cuts back and connects on the inside. So when you snip it, the snipped part is going to be inside the piece, so it stays chrome on the outside. The problem with that is when you try to put two pieces together, you have the plastic sprues sticking to each other. So when you snip it off, you have to come in and do a little bit of cleanup. Now, mostly on more of the recent models, I can just come in with my side cutters, snip it off, and it's good. These being how they are, you got to come in with an X-Acto and trim it down, or you're going to get a slight gap down where the two pieces attach together. Okay, she does have the drop-down hips, but one thing I've noticed is that the legs were, they're tight. I don't know what is going on, if it's too close together up in there or what, but the hips were tough to push onto the pegs for the crotch piece. And now that I have it on there, it acts like it doesn't want to go all the way up. I actually had to pull the leg back off this piece to get it on there. And that's about as close as the legs go together. Kind of weird. Usually the legs, I guess you can drop them down and they come together a little bit more. But they were way up on there. Okay, just like the First Order Stormtrooper, the shoulder piece comes down to the bicep here. And then the elbow turns sideways from there. And then comes down to the inside then here. So if you want forward bending, it's going to be here. Which is a bit jarring. I still feel like the elbow should turn forward here with the armor piece cutting across on the bicep like that. But what you gonna do? Okay, I've got her together for the most part anyway. I'm still working on the capes. But odd thing, this doesn't seem to be a new tree, all the sprues in it, but there's an extra neck, and there's what seems to be the bottom of a helmet. And it shows on the instructions that they are not used at all. So, I don't know. Also in the rubbery joint tree, there's the center neck piece. So there's a full assembly for the neck. I'm just not sure what it's doing there. And there we go, all put together. And you know, for the work involved, and I use the word work loosely because yes, this is fun, but it's also a little work. For the work involved, the figure does come out pretty damn awesome. There's some downfalls, mostly in the accessories, like the cape, maybe the blaster. At the same time, the articulation is a bit hindered compared to some of the older models. Jumping to sculpt though, like I always say, the models, the sculpt to be really crisp and clean because each part is just a separate piece that you put on. So unlike an action figure, it's not all just molded together as one piece. This is individual pieces. And then of course there's the chrome finish. Oh my god. This thing is both a nightmare and a dream. You know what I mean? I love chrome. I love mirror. I love when an armor looks like this or any kind of, you know, simulated metal where it's shiny like this. But at the same time, dust magnet. It's just, you can't hardly handle it without leaving fingerprints or, you know, a residue of some kind. Now, to get it out of the way, right off the bat, this cape, it is like the original Vader Cape, the model kit Vader. It's just a piece of plastic hard shell just over the figure. There's not any give to it. So it gets in the way. It is in 3 pieces. There's the piece that goes over the body. This back, the biggest piece, just plugs into the back, doesn't move from there. And there's this third piece that's kind of on a ball. You can rotate it out to get to the other arm if you wanted it up, or just rotate it back in, swing it out, however you want it. But at the same time, there's a split in it. It just makes it look odd. Then there is this cloth cape, and I say cloth as in cloth. It's okay, I guess, but it doesn't do much more than the plastic cape. It just kind of juts out. It's not any more posable or any less restrictive than the actual, well, okay, it's a little bit less restrictive than the plastic cape, but this is not for dynamic posing. It's not going to flow in the wind. It's not going to do anything. In fact, you can see through it. So it's okay. This was kind of what I was afraid of when I first heard of it including a cloth cape. Now, in order to put this on, I'm not going to put this on completely, but you remove the head, then take off the plastic cape, and what happens is you thread this cape onto the hole. You put the first one on, then you come over, put the second one on, and it just bunches up all the way around. As you can see from the pictures, I guess it's passable if, you know, you don't care that much or you're just going to leave it on the shelf. But it looks kind of just like a sail or, you know, something. I'm waiting on my cloth cape from Malaysia, and that should do just fine. The cloth cape that's coming is fit for the Black Series Phasma, but as you'll see in a minute, the heights here are comparable. For accessories, Phasma comes with several different hands. She comes with the 2 open hands, which work as I give up hands, I surrender hands, just open, resting at the side hands, or holding the front of the gun. She comes with a pair of fists. They look kind of robotic. And Phasma's fingers already look like a droid's. They're flat on the ends, but it's just kind of a lump with some finger shapes on the outside. And then we have both left and right trigger fingers to hold the blaster or any other gun you put it in her hand. And speaking of the blaster is in the same chrome as the rest of the figure. It looks nice, it's sculpted. There's several different separate pieces that plug onto the blaster. And the blaster has 2 pegs. It plugs into the side of her right thigh. Getting to the articulation, the head is on a double ball at the bottom and at the top. It goes into the head. The head tilts, looks forward, not so much, up, pretty good. Doesn't go all the way back, though. There's not a huge amount of movement back and forth, and we see this a lot with Stormtrooper helmets. It's just kind of where the helmet hits the armor. The shoulders are on a butterfly joint. It swings out, and then it's a ball joint mounted into that, so you get up and around, swivel, shift up, shift down. A lot of range of movement there. The shoulder pad swings open, so you can move around the arm and then close it down. Hide the articulation there. Bicep swivel, a double elbow, and it comes up about this far, but then like most of the model kits, the forearm slides forward and it gives you the rest of the range movement up. So not shabby. There's a kind of a wrist ball, and you get around movement a little bit. You have the swivel. The upper torso is on a ball joint. It gets around pretty good. Usually there's a ball joint down here, but not so this time. It's pretty much just a swivel. There's a little bit, but because of how the belt is a separate piece, there's no hiding that joint, so they didn't go for a lot of ball there. The hips, a little hindered, and I don't understand why. They don't go any closer than this unless you shift the leg down. And then you can get a little bit more height and a little bit closer together, but you end up with a gap right here. Then you have a forward swivel, which is helped out by that downshift right there. You can get forward more. They don't swing out, so you're not going to get a lot of out. This one's has even bigger pouches here. It hits about right there, but that's not bad. Double knees comes back about this far, and if you keep going, the shin, like I said in the build part of it, it shifts down, but it gets loose, like it's about to come off the peg, which it will if you go too far. Ankles, you have a swivel, then you have a hinge, and it goes back really good, forward, and then a forward-facing peg for a rocker. Now here's the model kit with the Black Series Captain Phasma, and you can see that the heights are pretty much the same, but the builds are different. The model kit is slimmer, more streamlined, more female, I guess you could say, whereas the Black Series figure, it's almost like a spacesuit. Here's the model kit with the SH Figure Arts Captain Phasma, and yeah, big difference here. I knew when I got the Figure Arts Phasma just a few weeks ago, I knew she was short. I knew she was small. So the Figure Arts, while great, gets booted because of the model kit. The model kit size is just what I'm looking for. And here's the model kit with the Figure Arts cape. Not bad, but looks small. Big armor in a little cape. But the cool thing about the Figure Arts, the blaster is oversized for that figure. So it's actually bigger than the model kit blaster. And the hand actually fits the Figure Arts blaster. And it's a good fit, and it's a tighter fit. The model kit blaster is actually kind of loose in the trigger hand. And this works out because it's not chrome, but if you look at the visual dictionary or stills from the movie, the gun is actually an off color from her armor. The one problem is the stock comes down and hits on the forearm, and it's a little bit of tight fit. If you get crazy, the hand tries to pop open. It offsets the excessive chrome a little bit, as if there was such a thing as excessive chrome. But there is. Here she is with the model First Order Stormtrooper. I like this. She has some height on it. The helmets are about the same size, but she's a little bit thinner. So, again, obviously female, but larger, taller than your average stormtrooper. And finally in my display, my other two First Order big bads, the Black Series General Hux and the Figure Arts Kylo Ren with the Black Series robe on it. Again, this completely works for me. She's taller than the other two, but proportionally still fits in with both of them. She's not this overwhelming mass of plastic just overtaking the shelf. So at the end of the day, I love the figure itself. I don't like the cape. I don't like the blaster. But for the figure itself, this is Phasma. This is my Phasma on the shelf. And it will be 90% better once I get my cloth cape from eBay. It'll just look better. It'll lay better. I'll be able to get better poses out of it. The cape won't be all restrictive. Yes, overall, this beats out the Figure Arts Phasma I just got. And you all know I'm a complete sucker for the model kits, so I may be a little bit biased. I can see how some people may think the model kits are a bit scary, because they are. I mean, there's a chance to screw up. There's a chance to just throw your money right out the window. But at least for me, it's worth the risk, because the finished action figures are awesome. So if you like the review, comment, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the Fwoosh. And as I've said several times, yes, it's just a standard Stormtrooper painted black. But now that I have them all together, I really dig this guy. The black, while making it very hard to photograph and hard to see detail within the sculpt, I really, really, really like this. It's something different from all the other troopers I have on the shelf. It just ups the cool factor.